Hello, I'm Iro from Pad, and this is my Nautilus and XMenoa 2-player setup for the current machine and physical enhanced rotation for the alternate dimension of the Mystics dungeon. This team covers nearly everything the dungeon has to offer, aside from having only 80% poison resist and no out to blind Skyfall. So you can modify the team as you will if you'd like to try it out. The team also has 31 SP skill boosts, which will allow an immediate series of transformations at the beginning of the dungeon after the leads tank the skill delay on floor 1. Keep in mind that the inherits on Alina will have to have a long enough cooldown so that you are still able to transform her. It is also preferred that you provide useful actives on Osiris and Rex, as their actives will most likely come up at the beginning as well, with Osiris inherits having Bind Recovery Awakenings should you choose to use Roulette Recovery Latents. Because of the amount of Woodrow Awakenings available from subs and equips, both sides are able to produce enormous amounts of damage with the bursts from Nautilus and Manoa, and you can 1 or 2 shot nearly every floor leading up to the boss. Now let's take a look at the team in action. And let's pretend that that was an Australis equip and not a Guan Yu equip. Celine equip not only provides me with Bind Recovery Awakenings and Blind Resist Awakenings, but it also generates Dark Orbs for me so that when I use Manoa's Spike, it produces a large amount of orbs. Both the XMenoa equip and Kacho equip from Duel Masters work really well here, as they are able to prevent 4-2 spawns from attacking, provide fixed orb generation, and include a solid spike so I don't have to burn my Manoa actions. Player 1 is also able to use Osiris here to get rid of the potential time debuff. You'll have to try to 10C here fighting hit spawns on either side. Keep in mind that while you have the ability to transform Nautilus a second time, you should only really do so as a last resort. You definitely should transform it by floor 5. This floor, however, can be really tough to deal with, so this would be an example. You'll see shortly that I have to take an extra turn here because I unfortunately got Mithril to spawn, and player 2's Alina isn't normally ready by the time you reach this floor. If you get Vermilionite or Damascus, be careful when their attribute is fire, as you'll have to deal more damage to them. If you haven't transformed Nautilus up until this point, feel free to match a heart row to get rid of the spinners. Otherwise, I'll need these spinners to help you clear the next floor. The only really main things you have to worry about in this floor is that you match a Wood or Dark L in order to get rid of the locked Skyfall, and to deal more damage if you encounter Silk. Whichever spawn you counter here, you can one-shot them with 2 rows. However, I encountered Pollux here, so I'll have to deal with Blind Skyfall. But there's some tech that you can take advantage of later on in the dungeon, given a certain situation. I kind of don't like dealing with spinners from Arion Rod, so I try to get rid of them as quickly as I can. If you get Sarasvati, make sure that you have Alina up and ready to go, and then match a VDP in order to kill. Eskamali would be the better spawn here, but at least with Kana, you have Toon World on either side that you can utilize. Make sure that you kill this spawn in 1 or 2 shots, as you may encounter Australis in the next floor. Lo and behold, it's Australis. You're able to one-shot this spawn, and unfortunately, if you encounter Salia, you will have to play the combo game as Nautilus' auto follow-up attack by itself is not able to kill off the Super Resolve. Up until this point in the recording, I had not collected Arena Gem yet, which was the last gem I needed for this rotation, so I was very happy to see a double spawn. Just make sure that you two-shot the spawn though. This mistake impacted the rest of the run in a couple of ways. Citri will die on either side with a VDP and row. In the case of Hakume Musubi, make sure that Alina is up so that you can clear the Welcome Bind and then two-shot. Fortunately, it doesn't matter who kills the previous floor if you encounter Mach, because I have Leader Swap Blatants on both leads. In the case of Kame Musubi, you can use Alina if you wish in order to get rid of the Heart on Match, and side B can actually kill this floor in one go, and you can also damage control this above 50. But if you do happen to get it below 50, and you encountered Pollux before this, and you're able to get here fast enough, you can bypass the blind Skyfall. All I really have to say about the rest of this dungeon is that Toon World is your friend, Osiris is your friend. Make sure that Alina is up to in order to get rid of potential Woken Blind. Because of the Arena Gem dilemma, I not only had to two-shot coming to Musubi where I could have one-shotted, but I also had to spend an extra turn here and to use one of my passes in order to maximize the use of Toon World. And that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. And if you have questions or anything of the sort, leave them down below in the comment section. Yeah, take care. I hope you cross paths again.